How to cook beef eye of round steak. Beef eye of round steak, also known as round steak and round roast, is a lean cut of meat that comes from the cow's hind leg. It is an underrated boneless cut that is the perfect option when you don't want to deal with bone in steaks. Eye of round steaks are low in fat and high in protein, so they are a great way to enjoy your favorite steak dinner without consuming a lot of fat. The best way to cook eye of round steak is in stews, as a pot roast, or braised to keep it juicy and tender, but you can really use round steak as a substitute in any steak recipe of your choice. Here is everything you need to know to learn how to cook eye of round steak, whether you are cooking eye of round steak in the oven or by some other means. What is the best way to cook eye of round steak? As mentioned above, there are many ways to go when it comes to how to cook beef eye of round steak. In short, how to cook round steak depends on the recipe you choose to use, and there are many round steak recipes out there, each as delicious as the last. Check out the following ways to cook round steaks for the best tips and tricks to cook the perfect round steaks for your next steak dinner. Baked round roast. Simply baking your round steak is a great round steak oven recipe that is easy to do and creates a delicious result. All you need is a roasting pan. Simply coat the roast in olive oil, season it with your choice of herbs and spices, like salt, garlic salt, onion powder, pepper, rosemary, thyme, etc., and bake. Depending on how you like your steak cooked, the internal temperature your steak needs to reach to be done will vary. For rare, you will want 125 to 130 degrees, for medium, you will want 140 to 150, and for well done, you will want 160 to 170. Sous vide round roast. When it comes to how to cook eye of round steak tender, sous vide is an excellent cooking method to use because it keeps the steaks nice and juicy. Cooking eye of round steak this way requires vacuum sealing the steak and cooking it in a pot of water. Because the juices cannot escape, they stay in the steak and produce a delicious result. Since round steak is not the most tender meat, sous vide work well for this cut. Air fryer eye of round steak. With eye of round steak, how to cook it varies based on your desired outcome, and if you want to try a fun, new, and fresh way to cook your steak, why not whip out your air fryer? The cool thing about cooking your round steak with an air fryer is that it will be done within 20 minutes and use less oil than traditional frying. Simply coat your steak in olive oil and your favorite seasonings, flip it halfway through, and let it cook until your desired doneness. Braised round roast. Braising your eye of a round steak roast is another easy way to bake your steak in the oven. The trick is to put your roast in a Dutch oven to simmer in the oven. To keep it from drying out, you will want to add some liquid to bake your round roast with. You can use water or beef stock, and if you want a crispy outside, you can sear it first. If you want even more flavor, you can cook your favorite veggies in the Dutch oven with the roast to be the perfect side dish, or even create a stew. Fried eye of round steak. What is more classic than fried steak? You can pan fry the steak, sear it, and then finish it in the oven, or if you are feeling fancy, you can make country fried steak. Country fried steak is simple, you just coat the steaks in egg and crumbs and pan fry them to your liking. When it comes to how to cook round steak on the stove, pan frying is the way to go. Slow cooker round roast. Slow cooking your round roast is a great way to keep it tender and juicy. You can cook the roast on its own or combine it with broth, your favorite veggies, or even rice to create a delicious stew. The best part of a slow cooker is that you can throw your steak in and then forget about it until dinner time. How long does it take to cook eye of round steak? How long to cook eye of a round steak depends on your cooking method and how well done you want your steak. While internal temperatures are the best way to ensure your steak is done, cook times are generally as follows for a 1-inch steak. Rare is about 4 minutes per side. Medium rare is about 5 minutes per side. Medium is about 6 minutes per side. Medium well is about 7 minutes per side. Well done is about 9 minutes per side. How do you cook eye of round steak to make it tender? When pan frying or baking your steak, the best way to keep it juicy is by coating it in olive oil and not overcooking it. However, the best cooking methods to keep your eye on round steak juicy are the sous vide method, see above, which keeps the juices sealed in with the steak, and braising or slow cooking the round steaks with beef broth. How do you cook eye of round steak in the oven? To cook eye of round steak in the oven, you can either roast it in a roasting pan with olive oil and your choice of herbs, or you can braise it in a Dutch oven with beef broth and your favorite veggies. Either method will produce a delicious steak, but note that you should be more careful of overcooking when using the roasting pan. How long do you bake a steak at 400? If you want to bake your steak at 400 degrees, the bake time will depend on how you like your steak cooked. For medium or medium rare steaks, 7 to 10 minutes should do the trick, and for well done steaks, you will want to bake them for 13 to 15 minutes.